Hello everyone, welcome to the 10th episode of Scala Project From Scratch. In this one we'll continue where we left off. So we will be working on streaming messages from our server to our client, and we'll see what else we can build. So without further ado, let's get into it. As always, we'll begin with looking at the pull requests by Scala Steward. So this time we don't have that many, actually we just have 5. So it should be pretty easy to go through all of them. And let's do that, like as usual. That's going to be what we do. So let me get back to the main branch. We are not on the main branch because I didn't finish last time. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to get all of these merged, and then we'll try to merge this into our branch and try to continue with that. Let's see if everything compiles. Right now it should. I would be really surprised if it doesn't. This currently seems not to compile, but I believe that's just a stale like bloop cache issue. It should be fine when we recompile again. So yeah, that doesn't work. Let's connect to bloop again. This is just typical metals troubleshooting. Like you have to sometimes clean the bloop files, like the compiled bloop files, or just reconnect to the build server, but it's fine. By the way, I just got the most recent VS Code update, and apparently all the brackets, all the braces are colored by default. Not sure how I feel about that yet. I feel like the code bases are more colorful, but I'm not exactly sure if it's the right idea for code in languages like Scala. Also, the rules by which they colored this are sort of unclear. Like sometimes it's the same color as the, like here, schema, same color. Sometimes it's different, and it's different like depending on the context. I guess it's like the top level brackets have one color, then nested will have something else. So yellow, pink, blue, something like that. I guess we'll see, but I think it's pretty accurate. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Scala Steward. So let me fetch the Steward remote. And yeah, that gives us 5 branches. Let's try to just, there aren't that many, but I'm going to make a new branch for that anyway. So updates, it's now May. So we'll try to merge all of them. I think the Scala language update, like the Scala version update, is going to be a little more difficult. Well, this worked, that's actually surprising. For the Scala 3 library update, I believe we'll have to update the plugin, the better to string plugin, which already happened, so it should be fine now, like after I merged this, the plugin. The pull request didn't have that. Like this one doesn't have this one, so it's not gonna work. Actually, I should review these. So I trust Scala Steward, but just to make sure to, let's just make sure that these updates are not gonna break everything. So cats effect, that's a minor update. This is also a minor update, like a patch version update actually. And also I made this one myself, so Scala FMT, this one is more significant, but this is just formatting. And it doesn't seem like it actually changed the formatting at all. SBT polecat, well, that's a bigger change actually. Yeah, let's see the version diff. That's gonna be a log, I guess. So this could be too much to review right now. But release notes. So 031, 030. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's anything, problematic. I'll just trust the compiler. Like if everything passes like compilation and tests, we're gonna be fine. So let me now merge the Scala library. So 312, and let's reload and test again. Yeah, compilation takes a while, but that's just Scala 3. Okay, we're there. Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, because everything passed, I'm just going to merge this into main and push to the main branch here, and all the requests should be closed. Yep. Okay, let this run in the background, and in the meantime, I'm going to switch back to the streaming events branch and merge main back into it. So now we have a conflict in build SPT. Again, my shell is breaking. I'm pretty sure this is just VS Code. Really strange. Okay. So we have cut effect. What did I do here? I think I added FS2 last time. So I'm just going to keep the top change with the new version of cut effect. And this should be it. Yeah. And now we're fine. So let's push this. And let's see the CI here. Oh, that's actually taking a while for no reason. Sign interview logs. Oh, I'm not signed in. Well. Alright, I logged in and now we have some logs. Everything looking fine. Yeah, I think we don't need to look at it. So yeah, back to our work. So let's see, just a quick recap. Yeah, last time we added like initial support for streaming responses. I think the main configuration, like the main code, the production code, is pretty fine. Like there was maybe something I wanted to extract. Yeah, like this. But I think it's more or less working. There was one issue with like the client, the server pretending to be ready when it was actually not. We should look into that, but it's probably not something that we can fix in this code. Yeah, but what's next? So this is going to be episode 10. So yeah, we'll just finish this, like finish streaming responses support. Also, it would be nice to have actually something that will be streamed, so like build messages. So we might have to, yeah, just add some logging in that. So add messages to be streamed. And yeah, who knows? I'm not sure if I will be doing this for every endpoint or just the one that we already started on, because we'll see. So once we have this, I think I mentioned like streamed output. We might be doing this. I mean, the pretty output. So we might play around with some funky characters. Let's add that with a question mark. And yeah, either that or we'll try to do like create a custom build file format. I think I elaborated on this last time, like what I mean by that. So yeah, let's actually look at what we currently have. So update readme. I'm actually going to open up a request for that. So streaming events. Can I make it a draft? I think I can. Okay, so there is a pull request. Yeah, let's just review the progress here. I'm pretty sure like some of these versions might not be up to date anymore, but this is not the main branch, so we won't know. Right, and currently we have a client dependency on the server, which is kind of weird, and I'm not sure if I want to keep that. So I'll just leave a note on that. By the way, I don't need the history directory anymore. Like I was using this for the local history extension in VS Code, but now it's built into the editor. So server here. Yeah, I don't think I want this. Not yet anyway. So here we have sync. Do we actually need this sync? Why? Run protocol build. Maybe that's the one that was that needed sync. Yeah, there is sync here, but I'm not sure why. This has two streams, which doesn't take constraints. Let's actually see what happens. It says monad, but I don't trust that one bit. Okay, sync is required here. Okay, fine. Yeah, maybe actually let's focus on this. Like, or I already know I need to do something about this, like extract something to support this JSON parsing encoding. It would be nice to have tests for this before we do any refactoring, but yeah, actually it would. Let's try to do that. So to do testing, like this would be, you see these funny directories here that we didn't create? These are leftovers. Like I think there's a metals bug or a blue bug that keeps like creating directories which are mostly empty except for semantic DB files. But these are not from this project. These are from a different project. So that's really kind of annoying. Like these don't exist in this project. So I'm just gonna add a note. I'm just going to commit this and do a git clean. fxd, I think was the combination. Yeah, now I need to recreate the VS Code settings file. Yeah, so I need this file in order to be able to set the zoom level for this window. Otherwise, it only works like with the global setting. And the global settings that I have are managed by Nix, so the file cannot be modified by me normally. I think I complained about this a couple times already. So yeah, we're back to normal directory structure. So yeah, this would be tested by something in here in compat tests. Like that's going to be the most useful test for us here. I could make a test for like the specific representation of the body, like the stream, but I don't want to. So I'm just going to work with what we have right now. But first, yeah, we need to compile everything. So let's try to compile the shared test module. Right, I need to re-import the build because of the blue files. But let's look at it anyway. So this doesn't compile the test executor because the build implementation is just a map. Like there's no streaming involved here. So maybe the best idea would be to, yeah, I think I know what I have to do. Let's get the signature upstream. So this is now the stream. And let's just steal that. This is gonna be IO. And the output event is the output, of course. I think I can go from this. So build impl, build lift to IO, that's an IO. So let's lift that into a stream. And now I need to make it a stream of output events. So output event has a result variant, and apparently that's enough. We could technically like add, build impl would also have like a list of events to emit, but I think we're fine with this, like just focusing on the result instead of the logs. Let's see what else doesn't compile. There we go. Right, that's a test of the build command. I think we can just consume like compile last or error and then map to, oh yeah. Yeah, it would be nice to have a way to like go from this stream to this final result. And I think we can do it on output event, like have a generic function like get result. We can rename it later. That's something like a, and we'll have a stream, of f output event A. This will be for any f for which we have a compiler. And this will be an f of A. Right, so the point is to like consume the whole stream and just get the last result. If we want to do any kind of logging, we would have to do it before this. Maybe we'll use this in the real implementations, maybe not, like on the client. But for sure, what I want to have is I just want this value for testing mostly. So let's see, this will be compile, so stream. Let's do like a collect first. And whenever we see a result, we'll just take that. And what's the value stream of A? So compile last of error, last or error. Almost there, so we need a monad. Sure, I'm pretty sure it doesn't want a monad. Which method is the problem? Last or error? Yeah, it wants a monad error. And let's give it that, so this will be monad throw. Okay. Yeah, let's try that. So on this, we can do something like output event. What was the name? Get result. Okay, almost there. I think I did it on the wrong build, flatmap run. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Right, this is on the exec run. Yep. Let's try to run this test. So test server. Okay. Yeah, it would be nice to test like for the side effects as well. I mean the logs. This is a unit test, right? Yeah, I'm gonna change this into a Weaver test and then we're gonna see what comes next. So this is gonna be a simple IO suite. Actually, let's import all of that. So test and then map assert equal something like that. Let's just make sure it passes now. Also, we can try to use this runner. Yep. Unexpected failure. This is a class, it should be an object. Thanks for telling me. And let's try again. Oh, does this even work? Okay, I can click here. Yep, it worked. So, yeah, I wanted to test the whole thing, like the whole stream. So what I'm gonna do instead is, first we need like all the events emitted by this stream, or like by this build function. And then we want to extract the one thing that matters, like the last one or the result, the first result. By result, I mean this. And then we put that to the run function. But also that's not even a unit test anymore. So maybe this should be covered in like a separate test of just the build method. So build empty image. I'm not sure why I went with like two things in one test, but that was so many episodes ago. Let's see. So we're gonna do exec r. Let's actually make this a resource. I mean a stream, because it is a resource. So we'll flat map, and we'll actually take all the events from this. All right. So just the whole stream. Then we compile to list, that will give us an IO with a list, and now we can like compare this. So logs assert equal logs, and this should be a list of just output event result. What's the result? That's going to be a hash. Do we still have an empty hash? See, I don't have a clue. Where do we get the empty hash from? Right. Lookup hash build. So we take that from resolver, I guess. No, we take that from the interpreter. Build base, result build base. Yeah, I just want a hash of the empty build. The resolver should know. Empty image system state, yeah. Hasher. Yeah, I guess the hash will just like do its magic. So maybe we cannot really test that much for this. I guess that's why I combined the two things in here, because we sort of cannot test the result of this without involving the hasher. I don't know, what hasher does this use? Oh, this codes the hasher. Fine, I'll just like, let's do something like this. I believe we have some hasher tests. So I'm gonna steal one. This one. Let's just parse the string. Yeah, I guess we can do this. I guess it's a magic string, but that's okay. We need an eq of this whole thing, so let's see. Does hash have one? It does not. So give an eq of hash, eq from universal equals. Now output event also needs an eq. So this is going to be something like a eq of output event of a, and let's see. Can I define an eq like this, like AB? Okay. So if we get a log message of A, log message of B, then we will return like A equals B, case, result, and otherwise we'll just return false. Like this could be derived like quite easily, but there's like one very popular derivation library for cats called Kittens, and I'm not sure it's quite stable yet. I think we researched that in the past. Let's just handwrite it and hope that it works. Okay, we don't have an eq, but we do. Wait, what type is that? Eq list output event of either. What the hell? List output event result. Let's compile this again. Where did this either come from? That's my question. That's crazy. Oh, so this union type is inside the list. Oh, because parse does not necessarily return like a success, right? What did I do in the hasher tests? All right, we don't parse like we do to hex. That's also fine. We can map on output event. I mean, we can if we define a functor, which I am going to. This is fun actually. So because this is effectively an either, like this is virtually identical to either string A, we can define a functor. We can even define a monad on this, but I'm going to just stick with a functor. It should be pretty easy, like given functor output event. We should test this with some law tests, but I haven't done that with Weaver yet, and I'm not and neither did I with Immunit, so I'm not sure I wanna do it today. But yeah, you should do like law testing of your typecast instances. Here I'm just going to like pray that it works. No, I'm pretty sure it will. Like, it's not that complicated. The only method that we need to implement is map. So given an output event of A and the function from A to B, we need to return an output event of B. So if FA, yeah, let's also define a fold. A fold will come here. So if it's a result, no, actually I'm not gonna fold. Just forget it. Maybe next time. So I'm gonna match. And if it's a result, we'll just return result of F of A. Otherwise, if it's a log message, we'll just return that. Okay, this doesn't seem to work because it doesn't like the types for some reason. Like it is the same type. I mean, both of these should be fine as a. Yeah, fine. Let's do this. Basically, the compiler should have enough information to say that the log message of A is a log message of B for any A and B. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't. It probably has something to do with like how this is desugared into sealed traits and classes. But yeah, that's fine. So now that I have a functor, I can do something like map and map again to get to hex, and now I don't need to parse. Let's make sure we have the syntax. So what's going on here? I have a list of logs. So this is a list of output events. I map on it so that I pass a function next, and now I have an output event. So because I have a functor, I can map on this, and I can pass a function from hash to something else, in this case to string. So hash to string, and this will give me an output event of string. That's the result of the whole expression. That's the output event of string. And now I can compare this with a list of like output events of strings. So this should work. Now the test failed, which is okay. Yeah, it failed because we actually do have some log messages, which is fine, to be expected. So output event log message. I think this is hello world, and then goodbye world. Is that what we did? Yep. So this is gonna be fine for this test. So let me just run this one. Yep. Yeah, that's it. But here in this test, we'll just ignore these logs, and we'll just pass the result to exec run. So this is sort of more like a, not just a unit test, but more like a component or functional test. Call it what you want. Some people would call this an integration test. I wouldn't agree, because it's, to me, something that doesn't leave a JVM is usually not going to be an integration test. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. And let's see. So what I did, I only added tests. So add test for stream logs. And I only did this so that I could test more stuff. We still have, like, these tests don't compile. So let's get these to compile and then we can try to refactor. Yeah, so this is again a unit test. Let's try to make the change to Weaver again. So simple IO suite. Not this one. Yeah, let's just simple IO suite. Of course, this needs to be changed because Scala. And now assert IO, I just need to replace all of these with mapping on this. What's the output here? This is just a, yeah, I think we can just do assert equal. Is this fine? It wants an eq. Why? Good build. Build. Output event of hash. Good build result. Oh, that's just a hash, of course. So let's comment all of these. All the builds, because the builds are gonna have a more difficult time. So let's do this one. Okay, something like this. And now we are missing an eq of system state. This one will be easier to define because it can be just from universal equals. That should be enough, and apparently is. Next one. We'll probably need an eq of generic server error. Oh, it's an eq of throwable. In that case, I don't want to deal with that, so result. We're just gonna assert they are identical in this way. And this one I think is also fine. Okay, let's try to run this. Right, it's again a class. Great, so this works. And we'll need to just fix these, just as if that's the easy part. So build image success. We only worry about the result. Then we get an error. And then we have an unexpected error again. Yeah, let's get the success case first. So I believe we can use this output event get result thing for now. And try to run this. Response was disposed. Wow. That's a first. We're gonna have fun here. Yeah, something is not right here. So let's see this is just an IO hash. Response was disposed. That's the first time I'm seeing this in this project, I think. I can sense this is going to take us some time to figure out. But at least we have a test, so that's good. Let's run only that test. By the way, how much immunity do we still have? 2 suites. So changing to Weaver might be easier than I thought. But that's not the issue right now. Response was disposed. Crazy. I suspect it might have something to do with this. All right. So this is clearly something related to these streams. Yeah, that doesn't tell me much. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try just compile to list. And we'll compare with just, I don't know, list, output event, result. Yeah, same thing. That's crazy. Yeah, so this is an actual difficult error, I think. Because it boils down to how the client works. The client-side executor. So it would be nice to know like where this happens, like if this is the error handler. I don't know, if there is actually an error, I would be really surprised, but maybe it's not here. Thank God. Well, is it here? Yeah, but that's probably how it's supposed to work. Client one. Like I think that's how you're supposed to use this, right? Like you get a request and you get a handler that'll go from a response to an f of either. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure if we're gonna figure this out. I'll try, but I can't promise this. So run. This returns an f of a stream. Okay, I have an idea. Right, yeah, that stream is close. Yeah, okay. It wasn't that difficult after all. So this stream, let's look at this, because I think this is going to be very educational. So what run returns, in general, like if it's an f of the output of the endpoint, but the build endpoint, as the output, it has a stream, and the client that we use to like run this request, it returns a resource of a response. And when we do like use, after this whole block, whatever we had like any connection to the server, it's dead, like it's no longer there. So because of that, we're not gonna be able to like use this, like read the stream. And actually I'm worried like we could have run into this when testing manually, but it was actually just the test that actually told us there's an issue. Maybe not being like super clear what was happening, but basically this gives us an f of stream. But by the time you actually flat map on this f, the stream is already broken, so you cannot consume it. Now the solution to this, I don't have an idea yet. Like I have some ideas, but not a good one. It would be nice to get rid of this use, like just make it a map, or yeah, a map would be okay. But then we're gonna have to like have a way to go here. Let's see, resource FO. We're gonna need a way to go from a resource just to the contents of it in the normal case. Like here it makes sense, like we just wrap this in resource and flat map, or flatten. Also this, I guess this would be an F. Yeah? Yeah, this might actually be easier than I thought. So we'll just do like use, is there a use identity? There's this, but that's not exactly the same thing. Yeah, I don't think there is one. Because usually use identity or like use with pure, it's not going to be safe. Like in this case it is, because the result is like a a stateless value. For example, list images, it has like a list in the response. A list does not have like any resources. So it's fine to just, take it out of a resource to an IO. But when we have a stream inside a resource, that is not safe to just extract this way. Let's see what else. F of stream, yeah, let's just start from scratch, like from the simplest type that we have. I recommend this, like when you are deep in like type level stuff, and you've already combined a couple things and nothing is working, just start from over, especially when you just made a change that changes some of it, but not all of it. Just create some vals, like try to squeeze these types into what you actually need. So I need a stream, a single level stream, but I have a resource with an F with a stream. So I have like 2 levels of nesting, which is fine. I wonder if I could have like just an F. Can we do eval map? We can. So this is going to be easier. And here we'll use pure F. Okay. So now this is just a single level stream, like resource with a stream, so this will be easier. So we can just actually go back to what we had. So stream, resource, flatten. By the way, there's a reason, like I usually say fs2.stream instead of importing stream, because I know this just doesn't feel right. Because there's a Scala, Scala type, which is deprecated, I think, in like you're not supposed to use Scala.stream since 2.13, but it still doesn't feel right to use that name. By the way, this has passed, so I think we're safe now. This was actually much scarier than I thought, so I'm glad I figured this one out. Let's see, so this is fine, but I made a change, right? So we originally wanted to just compare the thing, like the final result. Yeah, why did it? What? Like, why does this pass? Like, we should have some logs in there, right? That's really weird, actually. Oh, the server is hard-coded. The server doesn't actually have any logs. Yeah, we're gonna have to change that. So test executor. You know what? Next time, like in the next phase, add logs. Let's just fix these tests first. So assert IO is gone. One by one, maybe. Yeah. What else? Client build, of course, this is not a stream again. This is gonna be, let's use output event get result. I think that's a reasonable use case. Let's do it again. We can do attempt on this level. And now map result. And result equals this in an assertion. Okay, there's an issue. Build internal error. That's what we got. So that's what we actually got. Okay, let's see where this comes from. Okay. Yeah, so my guess is that we are not catching exceptions as the generic server error. Like, we're not doing it right, for sure. So here, unexpected failing build, New throwable, and how is this used? Build impl. Previously, I think this was just lift to IO, but now yeah, like it's not getting caught on the right level. Right, because the request actually succeeds, we just get like a failure later on. So we probably have to make an exception for this somehow. Like how is this going to fail in a network call? Yeah, I need to actually play around with this. So let's run the server. And it's going to be in the server-side executor. I want it to fail with like an arbitrary throwable and see what happens on the client. It's probably not going to be very pretty. I can tell you that. So raise. Yeah, just something like this should be enough. That's going to be a put, right? Does it just hang? Okay, that's nasty. Does it actually work normally? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be fun. So we need to figure out like how to catch this kind of failure, because this is not able to do so. And that might be an issue like in our code, that could be an issue in Tapir, in SPFS, who knows? So let's look at the protocol, like what happens in failure. I guess we just ignore it. JSON body. The worst part is that we've already emitted like this kind of character, right? Because this comes before we even try to run the stream. And if the stream produces a couple elements and then fails, we're in trouble. So yeah, I guess Tapir probably doesn't even know what to do here. So what if we do some like on error or like recover with handle error with? So like this and then stream empty. So we might have to add a case here that's like basically just a throwable, like a failed thingy. Okay, that helps. That's good. So I suppose it just hangs at this point, which might or may not be an issue in like a ticket worthy issue. I wouldn't say it's the expected default behavior, but it happens. Okay. Yeah, I think we should do this now. Like that's probably the right moment. So what I'm going to do is add a new case, and that's just going to be failed. And the question is whether we want to transport the stack trace as well. And we probably don't. Let's see, generic server error. Yeah, I started thinking about something else. Like the test doesn't actually trigger this, like the protocol. I guess this is used by it, but the test doesn't actually hang, like the compat test. it just fails with this, which makes sense. But normally we wouldn't see it like in a real scenario, like with a real E2E test, because this isn't actually an E2E test. So that's a little disappointing. Like these tests have disappointed us because they don't replicate the same behavior and are actually like a happier version of it. Like seeing a throwable is fine. Seeing a stream that hangs is not fine. This doesn't confirm that the client would actually behave like this. We can try to run the client instead. So let's run the server without the handler here. And let's run the client. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, now we have these things. Do we still have a secondary main? We don't, which is fine. I mean, that's good. What else can I say? So just this. Yeah, this also hangs. That's not good. But what happens if we do this? Like if we catch here, does the test pass? Yeah, both of them are failing with a no such element exception. Which makes sense. Like this, we get an empty stream. What if we get like a... Yeah, we can't get anything better. Yeah, so we can probably fix like both the test and the real behavior with one thing. With doing what I mentioned on the output event. So if we add like a failed case, that will work. But this will have to be something that we can encode to JSON. And I'm not sure we can encode a throwable. Probably not, like this would be way too much. But we can probably encode a generic server error. Yep, so I'm gonna do that. So we'll have just like a failure and a generic server error here. Now we need to fix the equality here. So generic server error and another one. Wait, that's not the name. This should be failure. By the way, if I missed this case, and I did have law tests with a proper generator, like with a Scala check generator that produces all kinds of values, this would have been caught, like the fact that I didn't have this line. But I know what I need. I know that I need this line, so there it goes. So generic server error, it doesn't have an eq. That's strange. We're gonna just eq by string, just by the message. So give an eq. Can I do this? I think I can because case classes override equals. Now we have another non-exhaustive match. Failure. Yeah, this is the functor one. Yeah, sure. And this is again going to be just a failure of A. And that's probably it. So the client will probably have to catch that somehow, I imagine. But we can worry about that later. Right now, what I know we need is the protocol needs like here we need to catch these errors and do something like we should probably log this server side and just return like a generic server error with some message, like hard-coded. I'm not sure if we need to like forward the whole exception. How do we actually create like generic server errors? Do we ever create these on the server? I don't think so. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. JSON body. What's the case like when the server-side executor would actually fail normally? Lift to unknown hash. Right. But this is a typed error. Do we ever like use generic server error? No, I don't think we have this anywhere. Like it appears in all the things, and if we have an uncaught error, I guess then we will catch this, but we don't actually have a use case, like you know, a server case where this is thrown, I think. Okay, yeah, let's just stay focused. So I will do what I said I would. We can log the server side with some logger. Do we have a logger? We do. So we just need a logger here. I don't like that this protocol, like this method, is getting so complicated, but the refactor is going to happen later. So let's have a logger. A log for cats logger, but we don't have it here. I'll need to add log for cats to the protocol project, the shared project. Yeah. And the version is 2.1.2.3.0.2.3.1. Let's import that. Yeah, this is just going to be a logger, and I'm going to say logger fr not sure what's going on. I think we lost connection to Bloop, or Bloop just gave up. Hard to say. Can we stop Bloop? No, Bloop has hanged, so we need to find the PID. Let's just reload the whole window. And it's always worth checking if Metals doesn't have like a dead background instance. There's just one, so we're fine. Did the import work? I'm not sure. Is everything broken? Let's do this again. I can even import the build. Yeah, don't write to the settings. I don't want this. Yeah, let's just wait for the import. I'm also gonna clear the blue files. Okay, I can see semantic DB, but apparently this file is not, there's no build target. So just metal stuff. Let's try to get back to this state. I'm just gonna like do a clean metal setup. So let's import again. Yeah, this is kind of frustrating, but it's not the first time. Okay, indexing complete, but this... There's still no build target, what the hell? So does SBT actually work? Oh, this failed! Yeah, you just love to see this, right? There was a failure that we were not told about. Okay, oh yeah, because I used the wrong source. This is in type level now. But that's not my fault. Okay, cool. Cool. We can import again. Yeah, that would explain why it wasn't connecting. Okay, something is not... It doesn't like compilation status here. Yeah, because it doesn't compile. Yeah, let's do this. So it expects a stream, that's fine, let's just ignore. So I wanted to log the error. And this takes a variable first and then a string. So can I not have a string? Yeah, response stream error. And after this, yeah, after this we'll just return. Sorry, we need to lift this into a stream. So stream, something like stream exec, and now stream emit Generic server error response stream error. It would have been nicer to catch this and show something better, but I think we can also do this on a higher level. Like this here is like a last chance, like you know, last resort. Because this, like the events stream, this should have been transformed into output events of like logs by the server implementation. We only catch here in case it hasn't been, right? Hope it makes sense. So we should like test this separately from this stream actually having throwables inside. Okay. Yeah, the alternative is like we could just return an empty stream, but I don't like this. Let's just have something like this. What else? In code, what's the problem, officer? So image server. Yeah, object is not the type I expected, so this is gonna have to be an output event failure. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's still not there. This is still object. Does exec actually ignore the elements? Emit. Output event of nothing. That's a reasonable type. Oh, this is a string. It wants strings. So let me do this before the conversion to JSON. And that is fine, yeah. Okay, yeah, at this point I could like here I can make this any kind of string, but I want this like encoding to JSON to happen later. Like, so I don't want to do this manually. Okay. So we fixed this, I think. Let's see what the tests say. Test. Right. No, actually, before the test, let's just run this. We also need to pass a logger. From somewhere. From main, I believe. I did have a logger somewhere, so maybe this was just on the client. Is this even used? Apparently not. Yeah, just Scala stuff. I mean, okay, one of the lights just lost the battery. If you use Scala 3 in production, I admire your courage and like your willingness to work with pain. Okay, this has to be an implicit, of course. So logger of IO. Okay, can we run this? And now the client. Whoa, wait, the server failed already because we didn't kill the old one. Let's run it. And the client doesn't compile now. Perfect. Also, yeah, it doesn't make sense that the client needs a logger, even though it's not actually going to need it. Like, this is only triggered by the server. So I'm not much of a fan of like this, how this turned out. You see the problem, right? This is just like too powerful. It does so much. It doesn't just describe the endpoint in terms of like high level types, because we do the stream serialization inside. That becomes like so much more complex, but it's how we have to work with it, I believe. Okay, so this is failing. Right, and we need a logger in the test. That's crazy. Yeah, let's use like a no-op logger. I hope there is one built in. Nope. There's probably like a separate module for it. Let's go to look for cats. Yeah, there's a separate module. Let's get that. Let's hope this time the import just works. It seems to have worked. So just IO. Great. And this final issue. Yeah, let's get a logger here. So I do actually need a logger from the main class. That's so cool. Let's just steal this one. Of course, we're still gonna need to pass it in a polymorphic context. What else? Is that it? Apparently. Let's see the client. Okay, this is actually good. Believe it or not, this is actually good, but not like end-to-end good. We should still do something about it. This was logged here, so response stream error for foo. That's fine. Eval, that's probably the one. Last error. Collect. Yeah, so this happens like here. To do pretty print stream failures. Is this actually gonna be a stream failure? It's not. It's actually going to be something else. Like a stream failure would be something like we lost connection during the stream, like while it was being downloaded, the body. So we also want to print errors in the stream, and also like messages in stream. Because right now the only thing we do is like catch the last error thing, like the last value, which is basically output event get result, right? Like this is the same thing. Okay, but that's fine. So now we can make the server not do this, like not fail, and give it back the previous behavior. Stop this, stop that, and get back to testing. Okay, everything breaks again. So this wants a logger, of course. We're gonna go with a real one here, maybe? No, just a no-op logger is fine. We don't need that much logging. And yeah, build image unknown, it's fine. These two errors. So the problem is, what's the problem? Like, what's the actual failure? This is no such element exception because we do get result. So we should not do it, of course. This is just to compile drain and attempt. Unknown base error. That's not how it's going to show up, right? Unknown base build. So this is a generic throwable, which is kind of weird. What's the type of like the errors on the build endpoint? Oh, oh my god, this is going to be a little more complicated than I thought. This was supposed to be an error like on this level, on the endpoint level, but we cannot do it on this level because it should be part of the stream. So what I think we're gonna have to do eventually is move this into like an error channel of this output event. Because ultimately we're gonna have either a hash or this. So we either make like a, an either here, or we build this into output event, which might be a better idea. That's tough. But we'll have to try this next time. So to do errors in output event, or maybe typed endpoint errors. Because right now this endpoint cannot actually fail, like this is nothing. Am I right? Impossible entity, build error. Yeah, this is not possible. So because of this, I don't think we need the schema anymore. We will need the codec at some point, just not yet. Let's see what the issue is. There's no class tag for nothing. So what? Oh yeah, server, wait, what's this? Build, server logic, record errors. Server logic, just like that. Wait, run has no failures? What if we send like an invalid hash? That doesn't sound right. I'm discovering like so many things that are wrong here. Lift to unknown hash. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Where does that come from? It's a builder. Okay. Wait, this was a schema for the build, not for the builder. So if anything, it would be a build error that doesn't need a schema. But now I'm wondering, like, what about this? So maybe we should have like a run error. Run error. And the only case is, I think, unknown hash. So this would be a run error, unknown hash. And now maybe we can type the endpoint as well. Yeah, I don't like that I'm mixing stuff in, but what can you do? This is a success, but this isn't. So run can fail with, I'm gonna just steal this snippet from here. This one. Oh, I can't. How about now? Can I just record this? Yep. So there's gonna be an error out on possible entity, and there's gonna be a run error. There's no schema. course. How about now? Prime concat. Yeah, this is gonna be run error. Okay, that's much better. But this will not work with server logic success. How about now? Wait, are you telling me this actually compiles? What? Okay. A is unit. What the hell is A? Oh yeah, it's like the authentication, sure. Yeah, I definitely want to do recover errors here. Let's just stay with that. This is actually like a safe one, because this cannot fail. And this one, yeah, that I think that makes sense. There's always like a pure here. Cool. Server logic pure, maybe this. But here we have an either. Yeah, either way is fine. Okay, there's a lot of stuff here. Let's just get these tests to succeed. These are the two, I think. Yeah, a non-base error. And we still get... Oh, wow, we get it right. What? How? And how is it like a right of unit? It's here, right? Compiled rain. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So this actually is a success. What? Why is it a right? Oh, because this, oh, I see. Let's do like toList and just catch everything and see what the result is. So I'm pretty sure this will be a list of output event, failure, generic server error, and something like, I don't remember. This will be in the server, so in the protocol. Response stream error. That's what we're gonna see here. Yep, I was right. And the same is gonna happen in the other one, because this is a generic server error now. So these endpoints don't really do what they're supposed to do. Okay. So it's probably in our best interest to make this happen, like have errors here, like typed errors. Failure is still a thing. It should be ultimately like possible to fail with a generic server error, but also like error or like failed error. What else? Halt? I don't know. I don't have a better idea. But also halt is like, yeah, it makes sense because it's like a final state. Or we can still reuse like the result thing and have an either on this. You know what? I'm just going to consciously make a potentially bad decision and use the success channel for the error channel. So this is going to be a result with a left. And as a left, it's going to be, wait. As a generic server. Why the hell is this a generic server error? Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Good build result, a non-base build, a non-base error. This should be a build error. Unexpected failing build. Okay, no other errors. As left. Okay. yeah, these types will need to become more sophisticated. So maybe something like fake result, or like test result of E and A. So here we'll have like a success with an A, we'll have a failure of an E, and case like, what do they call this in Zia? A defect. I'm going to call it a crash, and this is going to be just a throwable. Yeah. And we'll take instead just a test result of build error. And here this will be a test result of run error. And now we can play with this. Or yeah, this makes sense. Or this could be like an either of a throwable with a build error. I guess it's the same thing eventually. Fine. So lift 2 is not possible. I have like so many things going on right now, it's going to be difficult to reconcile everything. So this, I'm going to match. So if it's a success, do we need to import it? I think so. Success. We're going to do, no, not really, like this. So build error is supposed to go like here. Right? That's not a super convenient type, but it's how it's supposed to be. So maybe like to either, I don't know. Okay, fine, I'll just do it the brute force way. So if it's a success, we'll have this. Build impl, yeah, here we'll have stream emit result as right. Okay, if it's a failure, we'll do the same thing, but as left. If it's a crash, we will fail the stream. Okay. Okay, and now we need to do the same thing here. Except there's no stream here. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. You just have to match. Test result. Yeah. Also, I hope the font wasn't too small. I'm going to keep it larger for like the next 10 minutes. Yeah, this is not going to be the end of the series, for sure. So just, this is gonna be a system state, right? Yeah. So I need this IO pure A. Also, yeah, that makes sense. Test result, failure. Now, this failure also happens to be a throwable, so I can do raise error E. What if we get test result crash? I can also raise. Okay. Of course, this doesn't match the signature because this didn't have that either. So this is going to be a build error or hash. And here, what's wrong here? Type test result run impl. Oh, because this is a map. Collect. Yeah, we just get the successful ones. That makes sense. So we just take test result success. That's fine. And yeah, let's see these. So as right is not gonna cut it. let's do success. Unknown base error. Test result. That's gonna be a failure because it's typed. And this throwable is just gonna be a crash. This one is gonna be a test result success. And here a crash. But you should also have like a, test result. You should also have like a failure. That's like a out case for failure, like a typed, run error thing. Okay, is that all? Probably not, because the server doesn't work. But do we need a server for this? We need the routing, but where's the routing? It's in the server. That actually doesn't compile. Okay. So we have I think it's just like a type thing. So build, this needs to be an either here. Build error. What else? This also. Either build error. Who's next? Yeah, we don't have a schema because build error. Yeah, apparently we do need the schema after all. That's cool. And the types. No errors. Just output event errors. Output event. Yeah. No business argument. What? Yeah, I don't like what I'm seeing. So if this doesn't work, what type do you expect? What is this? Endpoint unit. So public endpoint. Build nothing. Stream output event hash. What? Oh, here. Sure. Now we don't have a decoder of output event either build error hash. Probably because either does not have a codec, which is the main reason why I didn't want to go with eithers. I mean, I shouldn't have, I didn't think of this, but I shouldn't have gone with either. Maybe this should have like a specific case of like typed errors. Yeah, you know what? We can do either here. Make it easier for us. Type it here. I know I'm making it much more difficult than it should be. Is there a codec of nothing? No. Is there a decoder? No. Yeah, it's gonna be a little more difficult because we're gonna need something like that for these codecs. Okay, new idea. We will define a codec for either, but only for this specific case, for like build error as a temporary measure. This will be a codec like for any A with a codec. We'll have a codec of either error and A. And I think seriously has something like that, or it should at least. So codec from decoder either. Yeah. So this I think will be like a discriminated union. So let's just call it like error and success. Yeah, and then encoder, encode either error and success. Don't do this at home, please. Like in this case, maybe it's reasonable, but it's an orphan instance, I think. Like it would probably count because it's like only for either, kind of sus. Yeah, so many errors I don't even know where to look. Of course, this doesn't match. Either build error I think the protocol part is working now. Like it seems to be happy. Okay. Yeah, we'll need to do like attempt somewhere. Resolve or resolve? Is that a build error potentially? Can a resolver fail? Oh yeah, it fails with unknown base. Yeah. I'm starting to doubt if like we actually need typed errors in the endpoints, because we don't have them on any other level. So anyway, at least this ensures that we keep like the structure of these errors. All right, unknown base. The problem basically is that resolver deals with like build errors, and it should have like its own errors. So here's another to do. It should have its own hierarchy, which I think is like one of the decent points that, you know, fans of typed errors are making. Like this sort of leaks, I don't know, like resolver is sort of coupled with errors of another component or of like the whole process, whereas this is not. Like resolver could be used anywhere. Like it could be used in a run method or anywhere else. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's see. So we need a hash. So we need to catch errors from this, and also interpret probably has potential errors. Not yet. And save could also potentially fail. Let's just catch everything here. So attempt narrow with build error. And we pass that to result. So this will only like catch build errors. Okay. This I believe is the old implementation, which we don't need anymore. Okay, is everything now compiling? Like, ooh, what's that? Part of selector should be an instance of matchable. What? Unmatchable type nothing. What is matchable? Is that the new super trait in Scala 3? Well, where is it? Oh, it is this one. So the completions work, but I cannot navigate there. That's fun. Yeah, the question is like, why does it even complain about that? I'm not comparing the values. I'm comparing them with like equality, but on a different level. Unreachable, unmatchable type nothing. Lies. Yeah, I'm gonna fix the errors first. Apparently there are some. Oh, that was some time ago. Just start from scratch, okay? Like with a new shell. Okay, cascade. Finally, some more errors. Been a while. Okay. Test executors, of course, we'll need to lift this in. Like, I believe we'll need to lift this into test result success. Is that all? 2 hex is not a member of. Yeah, that makes sense. Map. Another map? Sure, why not? So this will be a write. And here, update event get result. Flat map exec run, of course. Yeah, let's flatten that error. Can we do rethrow? Yep. Now it wants an eq of build error. Hold on. What's this? Is that another one? Okay, let me fix this one first. I might be just repeating myself if I don't. Okay, thankfully this works, or at least compiles. How about this one? So map, reflow. Okay. Is that the last one? Looks like it. It wants eq of list output event either build error or string. So it doesn't have an order. Why do you want an order? Eq for list requires order? No. I'm trying to force this to come up, but let's try again. Let's try to compile this file and now wait for the hints. Okay. Wow, it does. Oh, okay. So there's an order derivation, but is there like an eq? Yeah, the error is probably like not the actual problem. It's probably showing something like from a superclass, like looking for a different implicit basically. So yeah, eq of list. Let's try like eqs of this kind of level. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's copy the whole thing. Not this whole thing, like this whole thing. And get this to compile again. So this obviously doesn't work. How about without the list? And now without the output event. It's probably just a build error. Like this probably doesn't have an eq. Is that the problem? Yep. So let's go there and add one. Let's actually steal the one from generic server error. Okay, is that available now? It is, and are the others working? Yep, that should fix the whole thing. Cool. It's not over, it's still not over. This has some issues. Okay, I see a union type, so I instantly think something is missing. This probably needs to be as right. Yeah, if you see like a union type in Scala, it's most likely still something wrong because people are not using union types that much. Okay, response stream error. But we should get an unknown base, of course, because this is... Wait, what? Why? That's the unknown base one. Okay, so this one failure? Two failures, but this one should be easier. So this is result. Result is output event, either build error. That's like a huge mismatch. Like, why did this work? These types don't make sense. Yeah. Let's use this. Let's use eq. Can I do equal here? Now it makes sense. Okay, yeah, another union type. Anyway, this needs to be a left first of all, and this should be a build error. But isn't this like unknown base build, unknown base error? Can I just use this as left? Okay, yeah, that worked. So here we have no such element exception because we are still using get result. Let's stop doing that. Compile to list. And now we expect result. What do we expect? A list probably. Can I do nil? Yeah, this should be an output event of a failure, so list output event failure. And failure is which one? Generic server error. And this will be just like some generic message, so response stream error. And this is it. Okay, cool. That's a lot of stuff. Let me see this in a bigger screen. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that we did here, like many improvements. So we like fixed resource safety in stream. Yeah, we made some tests like Weaver tests, like fixed tests. We added some like error handling, stream level error handling, restore endpoint errors in build. Anything else? Yeah, we discovered more issues than we fixed, but this is what happens when a project grows. So we'll just have to pick our battles. Like this one, I'm probably just going to keep this, like the encoding of the either. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's decent and it works. It seems to work at least. Okay, just reviewing. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's just commit this. And the last thing I'm gonna do, let's run the server and just make sure everything still works. So I expect some logs on the client. I mean, they are silent, we swallow them, but if I make the put call, we'll see them. So that's good. And all the tests also pass. Yeah, we didn't run all the tests, but if I run this, I think it will pass. Yeah, it compiles, so it works. Of course, that's not always the case. What else should we do? I think like I wanted to look at the refactor here, but I'm not sure if we have the time. No, I don't think we do. So we'll be wrapping up. So yeah, none of this happened. So I guess the main focus was error handling in streaming, fixing stream safety. Yeah, I wonder if we could, like if the client with the server here could work now. Probably not, but let's try. Oh, this actually works. So now I wonder if this was just this this fix in the server, sorry, in the client, the resource safety thing, or something else. So I'm gonna go back there to like, yeah, episode 9, and I will restart the build just to like see, you know, what happens. Let's try to run this again. This should start the server, right? And I think it would fail like half the time. Maybe not half, but still pretty often. Yeah, closed channel, that... Wow. That was the same issue. Incredible. And see, like it fails almost every time. Sorry, every single time. I believe it only worked like after the server was running for some time, so it was purely by accident that it worked. And it was only the stream endpoint. I mean the streaming one, the build endpoint. So when we go back, we re-import the build. Yeah, now it works. I mean, it will, because it did work. Incredible. Yeah, I'm so glad that we found this. I was ready to, complain somewhere, but yeah, this is really good. So we fixed stream safety and I fixed error issue from episode 9. Yeah, that's a really good outcome. So the test worked. Yeah, fixing tests after streaming changes. So in the next one, we will definitely clean up streaming, refactor this protocol thing, extract logic from protocol. I would like to look into if we can keep the types on this endpoint, but remove all of this, not even abstract it away, just remove it from here. Probably impossible. Yeah, I don't think we can make this happen on that level, because we need the mapping both sides to an array of bytes, basically, a stream of bytes. So I guess we'll just keep it this way. Just this will be somewhere else, and it will also be abstracted away from the content of the output event. It might even be, yeah, I guess that's as far as we can go in abstraction, because we need output event. You know what? This might be actually the last thing. Let's do it here. So stream out, something like this. This will be a thing that has a codec and a schema, because it shouldn't be difficult to do it. If I can do it, I'm pretty sure I can do it right now. So this will be just something like that. Not enough type, what? That should be a Cersei codec. Do we actually use that anywhere else? Nope, just here. So it was an unused import that happens to be used now. F will need a sync and the logger. Almost there. Now hash, this will be, yeah, actually the whole either will become an A. And I guess this is it. This is all we need to do here. Now we can just say stream out either, so F either build error or hash, and it will just work. So we have something like output event stream. Yep. And let's put it here. Okay, yeah, we might want to put this all in one algebra so that we don't have to carry sync and logger in here. So this would be something more I don't know, streams, whatever, you name it. But for now, this is the best we can do. So maybe further extract. Minor refactoring in streaming. Yeah, let's just end here. So, all right, the client, I guess the main in the client, the surround, let's remove this again, but now at least it works. So that's good. And I just ran out of space on the card again. So yeah, let's just comment this. And just a minor refactor, add notes. And yeah, just as a quick summary, what we did, what I just typed, we focused a lot on error handling, unexpected errors, untyped errors, typed errors, lots of that. We still have some issues to fix here, I believe. We still have to add actual messages to what is being streamed in the stream. So that's still unfinished, and we are still on the branch. We are still not on the main branch. Although I'm thinking of getting there. we should be able to merge quite soon after I get rid of like these. So maybe we could actually do it now. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do it. Let's just test everything again. I think I'll have to update the test for this. So these are gone, yeah. And this should enable us to just merge back to the main branch, which should be good. Yeah, remove fake logs. And we'll go to main. Yeah, so yeah, lots of error handling, some refactoring work. In the next episode, I hope to finish the whole streaming part. I think we'll focus just on the build method, the build process, because it's the most fun. We'll probably like extend it with some more like quirks and like output, maybe some random messages, some noise. We'll see. And I do want to do this, like the custom build file format. So this is like a must-have. The rest are just nice to have. We could do them anytime. Migration to Weaver might happen completely at some point because we just have like 2 specs to convert. And logging is kind of not like out of scope for now. It's not the most interesting thing here. So I hope you enjoyed this. These are really fun to make, and I hope to make a couple more. Maybe the next one will be the last. Maybe we'll have 2 more. But I want to finish like very soon. We should have 1 more episode this month, I think, and probably finish sometime in June. So thank you for watching again. I hope you're still hooked and you're still interested in what we can do with this project. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next episode.